Bonjour tout le monde. Bienvenue à Table Hops, the channel where we pair the board games and the beer.
Today we are playing Atelier, the painter studio from Alderac Entertainment Games.
And pairing it with the Barrel-Aged Saison from Schlafly from St. Louis, Missouri. Let's get table hopped!
From the Ibex cellar, the Barrel-Aged Saison from Schlafly, the St. Louis, Missouri brewer, is a farmhouse-style ale with a 7.5 alcohol by volume and 15 IBUs. A saison aged in white wine barrels, a bit stronger than your average saison. The white oak aging casts a sweet and comforting aroma across this Belgian-style beer. Oh, sacre bleu! Le beer is everywhere!
Cheers! We just had the Barrel-Aged Saison from Schlafly Brewing Company. What did you think of it, Steven?
I love it.
Is this your type of beer?
I'm a big fan. I can't really tell that it's been aged in red wine barrels.
White wine.
White wine. That would
Le
explain
vin
it.
blanc.
That would explain it. Yeah, it's super good. Nice and floral, and solid saison.
This is not my kind of beer. I don't really like it very much, honestly. It has a little bit of the funk, like le fromage is too funky. I like the saison sometimes when they're more earthy, but I feel like the white wine brings out a little bit of the pucker, and it is not for me. But I can appreciate the style, and it does have the alcohol, which is what I'm drinking it for.
That's the main point. What would you give it on Untapped?
On Untapped, I'd probably give this a 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not bad, but it's not my style of beer.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. For me, the funk is there, but it's not. Doesn't seem like it fits the beer. The floral notes do come out, like I said, but that's basically it. It's floral funk, and
Floral funk.
I don't feel like
That's
that's
a must.
Well, Chris, I'm sorry you didn't like the beer.
It's okay. This is not my thing.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll like this game a little bit better.
Oh yeah, it looks like it has the painting and the artwork.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't steal any of the paintings.
I think I'm going to steal the paintings.
In Atelier from AEG Games, 2 to 4 players take on the role of art collectors, sending out artistes to create master works of art. On your turn, take your dice, give them a good old roll. The results of the die will determine what actions you have available to you that round. A 1 to 2, you get to place a student onto a paint pile. That's important because if you have the most students at a paint pile, you will collect that paint later on with the collect paint action. If you roll a 3, you can move students. For each player, you can move one student from one paint pile to another paint pile. You cannot move it from your palette though. Number 4, we talked about this earlier, is collecting paint. So for every paint pile that you have more meeples at, you're going to collect one of that color of paint and put it onto your palette. The 5 lets you paint a painting. Each painting has a different requirement here. So for instance, this one has 2 red and 2 green. When we paint this painting, it's worth 7 victory points at the end. Also, when we paint it, we're going to pick up a worker from one of the paint piles. Each of the paintings has a unique ability that are listed on the card. Some of them might give you a special ability you can use each turn. Some of them might be that you gain more points at the end of the game.
With a 6, you could take the paint pile from maybe a place you don't have the most people. That way, if someone has a monopoly on the green paint, then I can still take one.
Exactly. At any time, you can spend one of these inspiration tokens to re-roll your dice. You can spend 2 of them to paint any painting, and you can spend 3 of them to draw another patron card. These are your hidden objectives. These are your hidden bonus points at the end of the game. At any time on your turn, you can choose to stop taking actions. With whatever dice you have left, when it comes back around to you, you're going to re-roll those dice, and you're going to get those actions again. On your turn, you must take at least 1 action, though.
if you don't want to spend your die for one of these options, you can also just turn one in to receive an inspiration token.
Correct. The game ends once one player has painted 3 masterpieces.
Indicated by the little star icon.
Once one player has 3 masterpieces, you'll play 1 additional round, then you'll calculate up the score. The art collector with the highest value paintings wins.
Très bien.
This is Atelier from AG Games. Chris, I know this is one of your more enjoyed games.
I do enjoy this game very much. I feel it has a lot of elements going on. A little bit of almost area control with these little paint piles that you have to move your students to. I like the sort of, what would you call it, the resource management where you use the paints to paint the paintings and collect them. And I really like as these patron cards where you have the secret objectives.
Yeah.
Some of them require you to collect certain types of paintings, like the romantic. Others require you to use certain color paints to get the bonus.
Yeah, the painter cards are really powerful too, because if you get them in the early game, you can actually set up a strategy and go forward with that. I really like how all of the paintings are actual paintings.
Correct, from different museums. These are true works of art.
Yeah, exactly. The rule book is cool too. It comes in a museum brochure,
It looks like a little museum brochure. It's very cool.
And I think the dice are fine. They're standard dice. The meeples are cool. They're little like artist students.
They have a little palette and the brush.
Yeah, a little paintbrush.
The cans of paint are just that's all they are. They're just little cylinders.
As silly as it may seem, I kind of wish that there was some like either board or
I was thinking is that too something to hold the paint and to organize the meeples a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because when you have more players, because this plays up to 4, it can get very messy. You get paint everywhere.
I could see it being on like a playmat or something like that. You could have the paintings with it too. But yeah, overall, I really enjoy this game. It's definitely in the Splendor, Century Spice Road-esque.
Yeah.
Chris, what would you give this on Board Game Geek?
I think on the Board Game Geek, I give this maybe a 6.5.
Yeah?
I would give it a 6.5. It's a good game. My only criticism of it is, as I'm trying to develop my strategy, since everything's dependent on the dice rolls, I might have an idea, but it's still up to the roller of the dice whether I can do the actions I want to. So there's an element of frustration. I can't move my guys where I want to.
Yes, I'd actually rate it a little bit higher. I'd probably put it at like a 7.5. I think the dice rolling mechanic feels really good for me for a beginner.
Okay.
Because sure, as an advanced player, I can have strategies and things like that, but as someone brand new to the game, there's the dice kind of even things out.
Oh yeah, and it clearly shows you what you can do with what you rolled.
Exactly. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, Chris.
You're very welcome, Steven. Anytime I got you a present.
Oh yeah?
We can hang it up. You can hang it up maybe in your bedroom. It's a picture of some fantastic artwork. Take a look. Maybe you show your family.
No, I'm not going to show that to anybody. No.
Oh, fine. Merci beaucoup for watching our video. Be sure to listen to our bi-weekly podcast and to like and subscribe. And remember,
Good games.
good beer, great times!